So I like it because people can put money in their pocket now. And I was in a little training class the other day, and John and Susan Peterson were there, who made $5 million in the company last year. And John used to be in the real estate business. I said, John, how long did it take you to make money in your real estate business? And he said, normally it took between 4 and 6 months just to finish a contract to sell a subdivided land that he was selling and so on. And I thought to myself, God, that's hard for me to comprehend, waiting for 6 months to try to make some money. You know what I'm saying? And then one of the great things about this is that, any of you ever had someone that's brand new, that's so scared about selling Herbalife? You know, they're like, oh, I don't think I can do it. Right? And then they go to that first customer, and like their grandmother says, you know, they go to, would you buy the products? And the grandmother says yes, and they go, I'm the greatest salesman in the world. You know, it's like they change overnight, you know what I'm saying? From that one little yes. Then they start getting 2 yeses, and they get 3 yeses, and 4 yeses, and pretty soon, you know, they're very excited about doing this, and the more excited they are, the more they talk, and the more they talk, the more excited they get, and the more money that they make, and it's just amazing. So that's one great thing I love about the retail thing. The other thing I'd like to encourage, because all the new markets go through this, is when they start selling the products, a lot of times distributors, when they're new, they think, well, if I discounted the retail price of the product, okay, I could probably sell the product quicker because it wouldn't be quite as expensive. Terrible idea, okay? Terrible idea. And let me tell you why it's a terrible idea. Number one, the customer needs to pay the real price so that you make your full profit. Now that's very important, because if you don't make your full profit, when you get your distributors in, they're going to say, what do you do? And if you say you do discount the product, that means they're going to go discount the product, and they're going to make less money, which is even worse. Because what's the main thing that you need your new guy to get excited about? Making great money. But if they're discounting the product and making less, and their people are making less, and their people are making less, they're not going to get enough money in their pocket to support themselves long enough while they're doing the recruiting before the royalty overrides come in. You see, so keep the retail price of the product at retail so that it's not only good for you, it's good for your distributors, and it's good for the people in this room, okay? Don't be putting down the business opportunity for the people in the room, because you don't want to be selling your next door neighbor the product for one price, and there's a distributor 2 blocks down the street, and you sell it to your grandmother next door, and your grandmother's best friends with this other lady across the street, and 2 of them paid 2 different prices. See, the Herbalife name, okay, you have to protect it like gold, okay? Write that down. You got to protect the company's name like gold. Because this is not only an amazing opportunity now, it's going to be seriously amazing next year. And the year after that, it's even going to be more amazing. And by the time your children grow up, it's going to be unbelievable. Okay? So we have to protect ourselves, our distributors, and the company. Okay? The next reason I love retail, and it's not as big a problem right this moment, but it's gonna be. I'm just gonna warn you. We are the first ones that are entering the market with these types of products, okay? And it was similar to what I have happened in Japan, and I told these guys, because we were the only company in Japan at that time that were selling these type of products. There was never anything that came into the market like that. But within 4 years, there was 25, 30 other products like ours that were hitting the market, okay? And one of the reasons why you want to continue to retail, even if you're at the top at the president's team, you want to continue to retail not only to make money, but you want to retail, write this down, president's team members, to show your organization that you sell the products. Because if you don't sell the products, they won't sell the products. And if they don't sell the products, they're not going to get the money in their pocket quick, which is the first area thing that they need to do, okay? But the next thing is that when you're out there all the time, you stay current with what's happening in the marketplace. People ask you, why is this different than that is different? And if you're out there, you can not only learn what the people are thinking, you can learn what the objections are, which is important for you as a trainer to train your organization about what they're going to face when they go out there into the market. So that's another reason. The biggest reason why I like retail is this. Everybody in the room is going to have an incredible story, okay? An incredible story. But sometimes you get a person that has even a more amazing story than you do yourself. Like myself, I lost 16 pounds in 2.5 weeks on the products. But what happened to my grandmother was simply amazing. 25 pounds the first month, 40 pounds overall, that'd be about 20 kilos, right? And the things that happened to her health were absolutely amazing, okay? And when those things started to clear up for her, I said, oh my goodness, this Herbalife product is amazing, okay? And when you have someone that's the first customer that you have, that you get that loses 25 kilos and all kinds of different problems go away, and they are healthier than they've ever been in their entire life, and they come to you and say, thank you so much for giving me this Herbalife product. That's the day that you're going to know that this business is a lot more than just making money. It's truly a thing where you are helping people out. And that's the day when you are going to say, I'm proud to wear my button. I'm proud to go out and talk about the products. I'm proud about being an Herbalife distributor. And that's the kind of faith, okay, that we want everybody to get. And you will get that at some point. If it happens here today, great. If it doesn't happen here, come to the next training class, and in the next training class, and the next one until it happens, because in that time, that's the kind of depth of courage that we need you to have in the pit of your stomach, so that when certain things come along that try to get you off track, you stay here on track with Herbalife, and there's no reason why you can't come from the back of the room. I'm talking everybody in the back of the room that's a brand new distributor, to working yourself up to the world team, to getting onto the get team, to working yourself up to the millionaire team, and yes, every single one of you getting up to the president's team. And I know that's probably hard for a lot of you to believe in the back of the room, but all these people that you see up here in the front, they were in the back of the room at one time too. See, I met all these guys when they were broke, you know what I mean? So I know their story. So I want to talk to you about follow-up, okay? We've talked a couple of things about selling the product. Follow-up is extremely important. Now, how many people in the room love follow-up? I don't like it either. Nobody likes follow-up, okay? Follow-up's kind of hard because, you know, you're there and, you know, when you sell the product, you make money instantly, and when you're following up, you're not making any money at that point. But follow-up, write this down, is where all the money is. Because, see, just getting them on the product is one step. Following up is the steps that will help them take the product correctly and get them to be customers forever. The reason I did not go to selling this kind of product in a supermarket as opposed to doing it the way that we do it is because if you bought the product from the supermarket and you came home and you used it and you didn't like the taste, no one's going to call you up from the supermarket and tell you how to make the shake differently, okay? If for some reason you are the person that, and there's only a couple of problems that ever exist with the products, okay? And some people get, when they just start out, they can get nauseated or constipated and a few of those things. Write this down, 99% of that is from just drinking milk. And the reason that happens is 40% of the population, after they're 25, they don't produce an enzyme that digests milk. And now that they're drinking 2 glasses of milk a day, okay, these things start happening because they have a lactose allergy problem, okay? And they didn't even know that because they weren't drinking milk, and now they're drinking it twice a day. So when you're giving the product to people, ask them, how much milk do you drink every day? And if they don't drink 2 glasses a day, put them on juice or something like this to drink their shakes in, okay? The other little problems will cause from people changing their diet radically. That's why I always like to say, eat whatever you want, just cut back. Because some people, they get so excited about getting on with the health bandwagon with Herbalife, they think, okay, no more red meat, no more coffee. All I'm going to do is drink 2 shakes and eat 1 salad, and guess what happens? Diarrhea. Okay? Why? Because they got so much fiber and they don't have as much meat and potatoes and any noodles and this sort of thing and rice in their system like they used to, okay, that this change has their body react, okay? So I'll give you a couple of tips on when you're following up with your customers to not only get good results, but also to handle any of their little problems, okay? First I call up and I say, how you doing, Mary? And she goes, oh, awful. And here's the first thing that you do. Whenever they say, most of the time you're going to call up, you're going to say, how you doing, Mary? Did you take your shakes here this morning? They say, oh, yeah, it's just great. They taste wonderful. It's unbelievable, okay? That's what's going to happen most of the time. But about 1 out of every 10, they're going to not pay attention to your instructions about milk, and they're going to get sidetracked. But your reaction is extremely important on how you react. So you call up and you say, how you doing, Mary? She goes, awful. Write this down. No problem. She goes, what do you mean no problem? It's no problem. Okay? Let me ask you something. And then there's these couple of questions that I ask, okay? And you never ask them like this. Did you drink the product in milk? They'll say, no. You got to go like this. Mary, what did you drink the product in? She goes, milk. And you go, aha, that's the problem. You see? And you go, listen, Mary, lots of people when they drink the product in milk, they have these reactions, and that's what's happening to you. And Sally, I just got onto the product a week ago. She had the exact same problem with drinking the milk. She had tremendous diarrhea on the product, and all she did was get on the product with juice. She started doing it twice a day and taking the tablets 3 times a day. She's lost 7 kilos since then the first week. Now what I want you to do is mix this up in orange juice, and I want you to get back in there and open up the refrigerator and get that can and get that juice and put it in the blender and drink those shakes twice a day and take those tablets 3 times a day, and I guarantee you're going to lose weight. Now get out there and get that product in your system. That's what the customers want from you. Write this down. It's one of the reasons why we ask you first to use the product. Because we know if you use the product, you're going to feel strong about the product. And then after listening to Dr. Larry May, you even feel stronger than that about the product. And so here's what your customers want. They want you to believe that they're going to lose weight even more than they believe in it themselves. They want your excitement. They want your enthusiasm. They want to see what's in your eyes, what's in your heart, okay? And I'm telling you something. If you'll just dig down deep and feel what it's like to be the customer, okay? Because most of the customers, if they say no to you, they don't want to try this. Let me tell you something. They don't mean no. They just mean that I don't want to try on another weight loss program one more time. It has nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with the lacking in your dress or where your check's at this moment or where your business is at this moment. It just means that there's a lot of people out there that can't get the guts up one more time. That's why if we can feel down in the pit of our stomach how it is for them to be as an individual, we can talk to them, okay? And they feel what we say in our heart, and they feel what we say in our eyes, and they start to believe in how it comes out. Not what you say, how you feel about what you say is what's important. And they get on the product, and finally they're losing weight, and someone who's very negative is very happy, and pretty soon the husband's on the product, and he's losing weight, and they're doing great together, and their little children get on the product, and the whole family is doing great. And when they walk down every single day for the Sunday stroll, every single neighbor sees that they're looking good and feeling good. And everybody says, my goodness, the Clouds are doing much better as people and stuff like that. And then they hear about the Herbalife opportunity and they invite them down to the Tuesday night's meeting. And pretty soon they're on the world team. And pretty soon they do their 10,000 3 months in at the row. And they're at the home office and they're becoming Get Team members. Now, I wanted to introduce just a concept, okay, that I had all my hot distributors on when we started the company. And we really needed this in the very beginning because everybody that I got in the company in the beginning was not anywhere at all business type person, okay? They were housewives and clay potters, and they were school teachers. And I had one business guy, Frank Lutz, but he was a very different kind of businessman, you know. And but so they needed some things that would keep them on track as if they were in a regular, normal type business. And that's where I came up with this concept. Now, this is not for necessarily everyone, okay? There's people in the room here that are here today to hear about how to make $500 a month. And if that's what you're here to do, you've heard pretty much that already with just what you've seen. There's people that are here to make $50,000, $100,000 and more. That's really for you guys on this next portion, okay? And this is good for not only the person who's doing it to keep on track, but it's good for the sponsor to have to keep themselves and their people on track. So this is what I call getting 10 people a month. And this started from the very day that we opened up the company, was this plan. And this first part of the plan's got to do with the retailing that we just finished up. And that's talking to 10 people a day about the product. 10 people a day about the product. And the way you approach this really is the same way you approach your regular job. Okay, and because this is a free enterprise business, and because this is your own business, and you're the president and the chairman of the board of your own company, you have to adopt certain habits, okay, as if you were in a regular job, even though this isn't very regular what we're doing here. It's far beyond what we would do. But in a regular job, you'd check in at 9, and your boss would tell you, these are the things you must do all day long till 5 o'clock, or you're fired, okay? And in Herbalife, you don't get fired if you don't do these. You just make less money, okay? If you do these things, you can make lots of money, okay? And this is what I call employing yourself as an individual Herbalife distributor. And that's to get the habit of talking to 10 people a day about the product, okay? Now let's just say that we're going to be real generous to you here, and you're going to take off weekends, so you're only going to work 22 days in the month, and 22 days in the month times 10 people a day you talk to on the products, that's 220 people that you talk to, okay? If you just got a quarter, okay, of these 220 people that you talk to during the day, that's 50 people that would get onto the product. And that would give you a start of a good retail base. Now the average sale, what's the average sale out here? 200. Wow, you guys are good salespeople. Okay, I'll say they say it's $200, I'll cut it in half, okay? Let's say it's only $100, okay? That's $5,000 worth of business that you'd be doing a month. And at 40%, that's $2,000 a month, or $24,000 a year, okay? From just talking to 10 people every single day. And when I was with the TAB team yesterday, they were telling me that the average secretary, okay, in a normal job makes about $1,000 a month, okay? So for just talking to 10 people a day and not having the boss who's yelling at you all day long, and you got to serve him coffee, and you got to put up with all the stuff of a normal job, 10 people a day, and you'd make twice as much as the average secretary for doing the lowest income in the company. I mean, that's incredible. Now, we're going to talk a lot more about this 10-10 concept as we go through the day and we get into recruiting, okay? But that finishes up kind of the retail portion. The only other thing I wanted to say on retail, okay? Whenever I finish up a sale, okay, and you guys can do this any way you want to. Some people get the referrals when they do the follow-up. I like to get into referrals right away and ask for them. I don't always get them, okay, but I go for it right away. So there's two things I do after I make the sale, okay? Because at some point, while you're talking to them about the products, they say, that's it, I don't want to get any more product, that's it, okay? I say, okay, no problem, there's no reason to spend any more money here today, but let me take you through some of the other products that we have just so that you can keep these in mind, okay? What about the shampoo in your hair, okay? They say, well, yeah, geez, I wash my hair. Say, listen, does anybody else in your family wash their hair? Well, yeah, my husband. Anybody else? Yeah, my 2 children. Okay, so there's 4 people right there that are going to use shampoo and rinse. What kind of products are you using? Oh, Vidal Sassoon. Oh, you're not even going to believe how great our product is compared to that. Now listen, you got 4 people in the household that are using the product, and I always like to sell month's supply, and you're going to probably go out of this stuff in about 10 days. You got 4 people, so that means you're going to need at least 3 bottles of this stuff. So when are you going to run out? She says in about 2 weeks. Great, I'll be back here in 12 days, and I'll get you your 3 bottles of shampoo and rinse so you, your husband, your children can use the product. And I keep going through the product line and give them what they want, okay? See, the thing is about our product line, if you don't tell them about the entire product line, someone else is going to tell them about these kind of products. And they're either going to buy them from you or from somebody else. And so you want to make sure that they know about all the products. And it's so sad, so often I'll be running around to different parts of the country and people will say, hey, aren't you that herb guy? And I go, yeah, that's me. I'm the herb man. And I said, what, did you lose some weight or something like that? And they say, yeah, I lost some weight. And I said, have you ever tried any of the other products like the omega-3s or the Smart Mind or the fat blocker or any of the other products? And they said, well, geez, I didn't even know you had those kind of things. And it's so sad that they don't know that they have those things. You got to make sure that they know about the whole product line. Not only because it's great for them, but it's going to be great for you making money. And these little things that you do can add up to enormous sums of money that you don't think about when you're new. Selling 1 shampoo and rinse, that only makes you a few dollars, okay? But then you add a moisturizer on it, it adds a few more dollars. You add maybe the mask to it, it adds a few more dollars. But now you start coming up with an extra $100 worth of business, times 50 customers, which is another $5,000 worth of business. Start doing that times 15 or 20 supervisors, and they have 15 or 20, and they have 15 or 20. Now you start to come up with the $100,000 a year difference in just selling them a couple of extra products, you see? And so it's you doing it first. Write that down. Everything in the company is you doing it first, because you can't be training your distributors on things that you don't do yourself. You can train them, okay, and it'll be slightly effective, but it'll be extremely effective if you yourself are doing it, okay? Because then you're fresh, you mean it, and they can see it in your heart, they can see it in your eyes, they can see it in the way that you talk to them, and that's what's going to come across to not only your customers, but your distributors, okay? So that really ends up on the retail stuff.